Hey everybody, Travis here at MUDDCreek.com. Today doing the Mountain House Blueberry Cheesecake review here. This is one of their desserts. In fact, I believe this is discontinued, so I just want to show it to you because I have one and I wanted you to see what they had and kind of do a review on it, and just so you can kind of see some of the quality and the things they do. This one's a little bit more difficult to prepare actually. It's going to take a little more effort. We're going to mix some of the ingredients separately and whatnot. I do part of it hot, part of it cold. So net weight on this is 6.91 ounces. It's got a little more weight than most of the actual meals, so something to keep in mind. 4 protein grams, or grams of protein per serving. This is servings per container. It's about 4, so you can, you know, these desserts tend to cost maybe a little bit more money, but the idea behind them is that you can actually serve more people with them. So, you know, you can take one of these and feed your buddies or your family, you know, pass around, share it. You know, calories per serving is 200 calories per serving, calories from fats 30, no trans fats, so that's pretty cool. Like I said, I never look at the, you know, the ingredients on desserts and think that they're going to be healthy, so I don't spend a lot of time on that. But there's kind of a close-up so you can see, you know, hopefully it'll focus here, but you can see what there is. Also go to our website, MUDDCreek.com, and you can see, you know, all the ingredients and everything. So to prepare this, it says open the zipper pouch. You're going to discard the oxygen absorber as usual. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix the contents of the blueberry topping in hot water in a bowl, and then we're going to open the cheesecake mix pouch and actually dump that into this pouch, the zipper pouch, and add a cup of cold water to that and mix that up. And then we'll add some, sprinkle some graham cracker crumbs over the cheesecake and drizzle the blueberry sauce on top. So I mean, if there's some part of that you don't like, it's not like you have to use it all. You know, we'll do it for sake of this review so you can see, but if not, that's not that big a deal. So let's get this going real quick. Should heat up pretty quick. It's only a quarter cup of water, and I'll crack this open so you can kind of see what we've got here. Careful when you tear it, always just kind of, you know, some of these bigger bags especially tear kind of funky. I mean, that one did a little bit, but just want to make sure you get the whole part off so you're not getting into this top part that's hard. That's not a big deal. If not, use a knife, cut it open, but you don't want to tear into the actual zipper part, or the kind of the zip lock part of it, if you will. So this is the blueberry mix, is the part we're going to do hot. That is the graham cracker part. Pull this out. Here's the actual cheesecake mix. There is our oxygen absorber. We'll dump that out. So let's go ahead and throw this cheesecake mix in here. We'll tear that open. Might shake the contents down to the bottom. You can kind of see right there. It's just almost looks like a powdered milk. I'll show you here in a second. Looks like this part is boiling, so we'll shut that off. So there's that. So we're going to add a cup. So this is 16 ounces, so essentially 8 ounces. So about half of this water bottle in here. And I might even do a little less. I like my cheesecake a little thicker, not so runny personally. So that's just me. Call good right there. So we will go ahead and mix that up best we can. I'm going to pull it over here where I can see it and make sure I'm getting a nice job done here, and I'll show you what it looks like. You know, it almost looks like a, right now, almost like a vanilla pudding. You know, and you could probably let that sit for a little bit just to let some of those ingredients meld together. It's entirely up to you on how detailed you want to make it. So it says to let it stand for 10 minutes, so we'll actually do that. So I'll probably shut this video off here in a minute. Get the blueberry part going. So that's the longer part, so maybe you can do that before you heat up the blueberry sauce if you like, just so you know, have time to let that stand, since that's going to take the longest. So we're going to go ahead and dump this pouch of blueberry mix here into this bowl. You know, I suppose if you're creative enough, you could probably do some of this in the pouch, but you'd probably want to be a little careful. Find a tear notch on this thing. It's not a very thick pouch by any means, so the old teeth come in handy. So we're going to dump that out in there. And there it is. So, you know, obviously it doesn't look like much right now. So kind of pre-mix this up a little bit. Just get some of that broken down so we don't get too clumpy. You can just dump this in. Dump that hot water in there. It appears to absorb that pretty good. So essentially just let that sit. Let's see. Okay, hot water and stir thoroughly. It doesn't even say you need to let it sit. So, you know, it actually mixed up pretty good as soon as I dumped it in there. You could probably wait to do this until the 10 minutes is up if you want. I want to let it cool a little bit, so we'll set that aside and let me show you. So here's the graham cracker pouch. Let's show you the insides of this real quick. Shake it down a little bit. Don't spill everywhere. So it's just some graham cracker seasoning or crumbs to put over top to kind of give it that extra texture. I like it personally, but you may not. So we'll let this sit for a whole 10 minutes, maybe even a little longer. Let that set up, and then we'll come back and show you what we've got, and you can get an idea of what the blueberry cheesecake looks like. Like I said, this is I believe they discontinued it. They might still have some more. We still have a little bit left, but not a ton. Dimensions are 8 inches by, it's about 8.5 like the other ones. So and then it's about 2 inches wide, so if you're wondering pack weight and whatnot. And then, like I said, the weight on this is actually 6.91 ounces. So that gives you a rough idea what you're dealing with. So come check us out here in a minute, and we'll be right back. So let that stand. All right, so we're back here. You know, I've let this sit for about 10 minutes, and I'll open it up so you can get an idea how it's, you know, I want to say solidified. A lot like Jello or maybe pudding as far as, you know, how it solidifies up. So probably a similar process. So, you know, I probably could have done a little bit better job maybe mixing that together. But, you know, I think it'll be fine. It'll taste fine. So, okay, so we want to just go ahead and we can mix it together here. You can basically dump this in, the graham crackers in, and then just take as much of the berries as you want and dump those in as well. I'm going to add, you know, just, you can kind of just add it to taste or however much you want. I'm going to start with that. Let me see what it looks like in there, but just mix it up a little bit. You know, I don't know that you need to mix it too thoroughly. You might as well have a little, make it look a little tastier if you don't, maybe. So mix it up. Let me give it a try here. See what we got. You know, definitely not restaurant quality, but definitely edible. You know, would I eat this every day? Probably not. Is it good? Yeah, I don't mind it. I'm not too picky though. So for me, it's not half bad. I mean, I probably could let it sit a little bit longer, maybe even do, I'd probably recommend doing a little less water. I like it a little thicker maybe. You know, the graham cracker adds a little bit of flavor to it, at least texture. One thing I'd say with that is I wish it was a little chunkier graham cracker so it wasn't so gritty, but it's not bad. I mean, honestly, I don't mind it at all. You know, I'm not terribly picky, but for me, I'd eat it. I'd definitely throw this in my food storage. I'd probably even throw it in my pack, honestly, and take it on a backpacking trip or just even up hunting or fishing or something like that. Just add something different, you know, and give you a different flavor. So to me, this would be a nice little snack, a good little treat. And like I said, it's actually quite a bit. You know, there's no way I'm going to be able to eat all that. So somebody else could eat that. You know, we could share, dump it in a bowl, whatever. So, I mean, you could serve it in a bowl too. I'd probably show you a little bit more what it looks like. No, I'll go ahead and actually just dump it in here so you can see. But like I said, I'm not a huge berries guy, so that's just me. But this way it'll give you a better idea what it looks like. Probably could have mixed this a little better, it looks like, too. Something to think about is just make sure you mix it real well. So this is actually my first time trying this one. I've had the raspberry crumble and I like that one a lot. So I mean, it's a little, probably a little runny. Like I said, I'd probably go a little less water, but you know, for a nice little snack, I almost look at it more like a pudding maybe. I don't know that you could go too wrong with it, so I'd be happy to eat it, and I definitely wouldn't complain if I were out hiking or whatnot in the backcountry. So anyway, come check us out at MUDDcreek.com. Hope this gave you an idea what the blueberry cheesecake looks like. Like I said before, I'm pretty certain they discontinued this. Mountain House did. You know, I probably can understand why. I don't know that it would be like my #1 pick or anything, but it's not bad. It really isn't. And if you already have it, hopefully this gives you a little you know, justification, feeling like, hey, you know, it's not too bad. It's really not. So I think you'd be happy with it. Keep it in your food storage. Even throw it in your pack to take hiking. So come check us out at MUDDcreek.com. We sell these there. We do have a few left, and we also have a little bit more if you want to research and do a little, you know, find a little more information or read the ingredients or the nutritional facts. So thanks, and we'll talk to you later.